What's up, folks? Gotta get comfy here. This is gonna be a rambly episode. Um, so this is kind of like consider it a channel update. Yeah, that's a good thing to think about it as a channel update, which I've not done in a while. I was supposed to record a video at 8,000 subscribers, and I forgot. I got busy. Things happened. Last year we were doing monthly updates on the channel, and then we stopped in December because we wanted to change course with the channel and started looking at early 2023 was when we said, you know what, as opposed to just doing what I was doing the previous years growing the channel, which was just doing what I wanted when I wanted, not focusing on game guides. I was just doing random content interspersed with news. And what had happened is that randomly I would have a game review or something do well. But it was when I started doing like regular coverage of game news and nerd news, I noticed a significant uptick in traffic and stuff. So I knew that that was one area where there was going to be a focus because that's what people enjoyed watching from me. You go where the traffic is if you want to see growth. Um, and then also the game stuff was okay, but I noticed that I wasn't getting a lot of growth because I was doing old school content. I was only ever focused on old school games. Even today, I still mix a couple of older games into the mix, like Star Wars: The Republic and Lord of the Rings Online. Both of those games are very old. I'll still occasionally dip my toes into EverQuest 2 as well, but for the most part, I have left the world of old school MMORPGs firmly in my tail light with this channel. I have no desire to go back and do EverQuest 1 ever again. The idea of playing one of these indie, and it's funny because I was behind one of at the time what was focused on being an old school indie MMORPG for 7.5, 8 years, and here I am several years past that now, and I realized that you know blessings in disguise because that's just not where the genre is anymore. It's not what the genre wants anymore in terms of what do the vast majority of gamers want. They want new, exciting, what's next. And that's one of the things I want to talk about is what's next. Because I picked up a Series X last Christmas, not this, about a year and a half ago, before we moved, right before we moved. I still don't have a PS5. That's another story. I could get one. I don't need one. I have been wanting to start doing more Game Pass content on my channel, and I'm going to start incorporating this a little bit more because I think that what Xbox is offering with Game Pass is out of this world. And the recent showcase, I think, should show to the general public how much Microsoft is committed to, I almost said Amazon, but how much Microsoft is committed to advancing their own, remember about, I want to say 8 or 10 years ago, they went on that big spending spree and bought all these first party studios. They bought Obsidian, they bought In Exile, they bought Bethesda. They bought up these companies and said, we want to start creating bespoke games that really focus on the power of the Xbox. And so a lot of these projects were teased, 4 or 5 years ago or beyond, and then we're finally starting to see them come to fruition. One of which, of course, is Starfield, but also Avowed. I've been waiting for Avowed ever since they dropped that teaser trailer, which was like 4 years ago. It was a long time ago. Like, the idea of a first person Skyrim style game set in the Pillars of Eternity universe has me extremely excited. What they're building with Starfield has me extremely excited. What they're building with upcoming, like I had somebody come on one of the videos I covered. I can't remember which one it was. It was a Baldur's Gate 3 video actually. Um, and they had the gall to sit there and say that, oh, woe is me that Baldur's Gate 3 is going to be another one of these stupid co-op games. I wish that companies would just go back to making MMORPGs because I missed it. Rah. Grow up. Like the industry has shifted. Old school MMORPGs are not where it's at. It hasn't been where it's at since the first generation of MMORPGs. And not only that, but the MMO industry has evolved beyond that. It's kind of like the people who still will it's kind of like those who will hold their hair, nose up in the air about calligraphy because it's the best form of writing, and anyone who uses a typewriter or anyone who uses a word processor is ridiculous because the written word is some it's yeah, there's a handful of people out there who think calligraphy is the bee's knees, but it's not the vast majority of people who are going to be using like voice to text and other ways to get communication across, or people who have a fascination with, I'm going to sail around the world in a wooden sailboat just like the Vikings did because I think that's the best way because it's all about exploration and adventure and being hardcore and fit and surviving and braving the ocean and proving that I'm a man. Like, yeah, that's a very small subset of our species. The vast majority of us prefer to fly on airplanes that get us there in the blink of an eye and have Wi-Fi and air conditioning and, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So I look at this evolution into the next space of gaming as being somewhere that I want to go. I prefer to move with the industry. So one of the things you've noticed at the beginning of the year that I started focusing on was doing game guides, but you'll also notice that I started focusing more on gaming news and playing things on the console as opposed to in the past when I was doing a lot of old school games that were PC based. That should be pretty evident throughout 2023 is this shift towards more console content as before it was more PC content. Also interspersed in between here is tabletop stuff because I still love tabletop, still want to do it. Um, but where is the channel going for the rest of this year and potentially into next year? I can at least tell you where it's going for the rest of this year and probably all of next year. So I recently got Diablo 4 for the Xbox. Loving it. Plays great. I'm like 45 hours into that game, and I'm only level like 43 or something with my character. I have a long way to go to even finish the campaign, and then beyond that, it's Paragon. Do I get to 100? Do I care about getting to 100? Lucas, don't jump up there. Since when do you jump up on discs, Lucas? Um, hey, buddy. Everybody's in your chairs. So there's a lot of content left there for me. But on top of that, like Game Pass is continually giving me new stuff to play, and also older games. Like I went back and did Anthem on the Xbox Series X, and it was awesome. What's up? I don't even see you. Sorry, guys. I got sidetracked by Lucas. He's in here making lots of noise, and I don't know why. You see a little tail back there? That's Lucas. He's ready. Everybody's in his chairs, so he likes the chairs. Both the chairs are occupied. He doesn't want to get up on the bed. I'm in this chair. He just looked at the Amazon cat box that's down there, the cardboard box, and he decided no to that too. So I'll get distracted. Anyway, Anthem on the Xbox was amazing. I've played a lot of really great Xbox games in the past year and a half since I got that console. I'm playing Halo stuff with my brother right now. Um, I'm getting ready to like right now as of today's recording, as this is recording, I have 3 games that I'm about to do first impression videos on. All 3 of them are from Game Pass, and all 3 of them are on the Xbox. One of which is I think it's The Legend of Monkey Island. It's the most recent Monkey Island game that came out, which I'd never played. But since it's coming to Sea of Thieves, I want to get up to speed on that because I haven't played that yet. There's another one called I don't remember. It's like a prison. It's like an independent. You're in a prison shooter game. I'm gonna give that one a first impressions. And there was this other one that popped up on my feed the other day called Fallout Shelter or Fallout Shelters. It looked like a cutesy game that I'm not really gonna have a lot of fun with or not a long, but I at least wanted to do it because it's in the Fallout world, and I was like, I enjoy the Fallout world. And then I also noticed like I've never played Fallout 4. I don't have time right now. I don't. But I'm looking as to that being something I should probably get up to speed on. Fallout 76 is here. I had a lot of fun with 76 on my PC. Didn't get the best performance on my PC because it's a 1080 and that game is performant heavy. But it worked great on my Xbox Series X. So I might get back into that. You never know. Um, Main thing is that I've got 3 games right now that are on the Xbox that I want to do. So I've already got like June and July into the end of August already done. It's like it's going to be Diablo 4 content and guides, more Star Wars: The Republic content and guides, more Lord of the Rings Online content and guides because I keep those 2 games up to date as often as I can, mixed in with news and TV show reviews. Like I'm watching Silo right now and Strange New Worlds. Foundation season 2 is coming in July. I'll definitely cover that. We've got Ahsoka coming up in August. I'll be covering that. Any Star Wars show you can expect me to cover. Any Star Trek show you can expect me to cover. In between that, any random sci-fi things that I come across. Rebel Moon is something I'm really excited about that's coming up. Um, here in a few months. I got to take care of Lucas, guys. What's up, everybody? Commercial break here. I got to give a shout out to our guild champions. It's the highest tier membership here on YouTube. We got Ancient Entity, Craziest Relative, and Remy D. Thanks so much for your support. And of course, to all of the members here on YouTube, thanks for keeping me on the air full time. If you do like what you see and hear on my channel, don't forget to not only like, subscribe, and hit that bell icon, but please support. Consider me your Netflix, your Hulu, your Disney Plus, or HBO, whatever you want to call it. You can do memberships here on the channel starting at $3 a month. And of course, anytime you see me live or you watch a premiere, you can do super chats and stickers on those videos and super thanks on any upload you see, which allows me to keep doing this full time and paying the bills. So from Chris and I and all of our rescue cats, we say thank you. Let's get back to the video at hand. All right, Lucas is out. Let's get back to this. So, the next few months I've got covered game guides and content for those. I was talking about TV shows, yeah. So, Silo, Star Trek, Star Wars, Rebel Moon, um, the Mondays of Middle Earth. I'm getting into the Silmarillion starting in July. I'm already covering Dune with the Decoding Dune series on Thursdays. I'll be watching the new Dune film when it comes out and giving a review on that one. So lots of content around those things. But then what's the rest of the year look like? So when we get to the end of August, we have Baldur's Gate 3 dropping. There's definitely going to be Baldur's Gate 3 content, single player guides and multiplayer. I'm going to try to set up. We've got 3 people so far. Myself, Mujin, and Bubbaloni have all expressed interest in doing multiplayer Baldur's Gate 3. So there will be definitely some multiplayer content happening at some point. We'll end up finding a 4th person as well to join us for that. That'll be, August, September, October, November. I mean, there'll be 3 or 4 months of Baldur's Gate 3 easily. Starfield launches about a week or two, depending on early access. Right now, I only have the Game Pass version. I don't plan on going out and spending money to buy Starfield. I may change my mind on that because this might be a game that I want to be able to play offline as well. Because there are times when my internet goes out, and it's nice when I have those games that I own, like Jedi Survivor, that I could play when the internet's not out. Because a lot of my games are Game Pass related. So when I have the power outages here in the countryside where we live, or a day or two without internet, I actually can't play a lot of the games that I have. That's the one downside about Game Pass, but it's all good, I have other things I can do on those times. So when Starfield drops, that's definitely going to take up a huge portion of my time because this is going to be a game where you can do lots of theory crafting with class builds, storyline guides, game guides for achievements, just like with Diablo 4. Diablo 4 has been out for a couple weeks at this point, I think. I don't really know the exact, was it June 6th, I think was when it came out? So let me look at the calendar. Almost. Tomorrow will be 2 weeks exactly. And I have put out 20 videos so far so slightly more than one a day since that game came out. And I have about 10 more videos that I want to do for Diablo 4 before I even wrap up my first playthrough, at which point I'll then be going over and doing a sorcerer and I'll have more content for that. And then if I end up doing the druid as well, then there'll be druid content down the road at some point. But so I plan on doing that with Starfield and also with Baldur's Gate 3. So between Baldur's Gate 3 and Starfield, I pretty much have the latter part of 2023 already planned out. I will be dropping the sub to Star Wars: The Republic. It will. I think it. I bought a 3-month block, which I think ends in mid-August, which will be fine because I think I have to check when, but pretty sure it ends early to mid-August, which I'm fine with because then I'll have a couple of week leeway of getting prepped for and starting to do pre-launch content for Baldur's Gate 3 and Starfield to get people hyped up for those games and ready to go. Next year, we know that Avowed is coming. We know that Star Wars Outlaws is coming. We know that those games are in 2024. I don't know that there's a ton on the 2024 calendar quite yet that I'm interested beyond those 2 games. Those are the 2 big ones, I would think. I can go back through here and look at my video coverage real quick and make sure I'm not missing one. because there was also the potential. Oh, see, here's the thing. I did miss this. Like later this year is going to be Cyberpunk Phantom Liberty, but that's dropping end of September, right when I'm going to be in the middle of being deep, deep, deep into Starfield Baldur's Gate 3. There's no way I'm going to be able to do Phantom Liberty when it comes out. It's just not going to happen. I'm already booked. The other consideration I have to make is that I bought Cyberpunk 2077 on the PS4, not on the Xbox Series X. And if they treat this like a traditional DLC, it's going to be like you must own the base game to play this. So then I'm going to have to what? Buy another copy of Cyberpunk on the Xbox? If that's the case, I'm just going to wait until I can find a really good deal or there's like a combo thing where I can get the game and the DLC for like 30 or 40 bucks, you know what I mean? Cuz I've already bought it and played it the first game and I own it on the PS4. I don't want to have to buy it just to own it so that I can play the recent expansion on my Xbox. So I need more information on how that's going to work before I even consider Phantom Liberty. But at this point, I'm looking at it being something I'll do later on down the line when I can get a combo deal for a cheap price because I don't want to pay full price for it because I of the confusion of owning it on a previous platform because I don't want to play it on the PS4. I want to play it on the Xbox Series X. So there's that game next year at some point. I'll probably play that. Avowed next year, of course, and Fable next year along with Star Wars Outlaws. So Fable, between that I've got four big games coming out next year. And those are just there's all the indie stuff that's not even announced yet that's going to come out between now and then or things that get added to my back burner. Plus there's still things I want to do in Lord of the Rings Online next year and you know I don't know. There's a lot of stuff going on, but those are the rough plans. You can also expect to see, like I said, ongoing coverage of whatever science fiction shows I'm watching, fantasy shows. Some of them I watch with Chris, but a lot of them I watch by myself. Like I'm definitely going to be watching the Three Body Problem. Whether or not Chris watches that with me, I don't know. She doesn't always watch all of the Star Wars stuff with me. She does some of it. Um, so, occasionally I like to get her in here and have her do reviews with me because I think it's a good insight. But she's looking forward to Rings of Power season 2. She's also looking forward to Wheel of Time season 2. I'll be covering those for sure. Foundation season 2. She actually watched the trailer for that, saw it online, and was like, "How are you watching this?" And I went, "Yeah, I watched the first season." She's like, "This looks really good." And I was like, "Oh, I'm glad you just said that because I need to do a refresher of season 1 ahead of season 2. So why don't we do that?" So we're actually wrapping up season 1 of Strange New Worlds for her right now. I think we're 3 or 4 episodes away from finishing it, and then we're going to turn around and watch Foundation together, season 1, which I thought was great. And maybe I'll do a review of the over totality of season 1 right before we get into season 2. But there's all these TV shows that are coming out. So I would say, for those of you who are the uninitiated, who are new to my channel, and you watch this video and you're like, that all sounds kind of cool. Well, hopefully I've inspired you to like, subscribe, and hit that bell icon so that you never miss an update for all the things that happen on this channel because there's a multitude of them. Join our Discord. I will see everybody in the next video. Until then, stay safe. Happy gaming. Happy content consumption. Happy everything that you're doing in life. Till next time, everybody. See you there.